Yay. What's up, folks? I'm going to have to get a little political today. Things have been hitting the news. People are on a new level of butthurt about an old topic. Once again, our government has put something out there on the forefront to blind us. Just a little diversionary tactic. Things for us to get really fucked up about, really upset about. Another thing to just throw out there for us to pick a side on. And we can start going at each other's throats again, folks. Meanwhile, while we're all shredding each other over this fucking issue that none of us really have any control over at all, they're keeping our eyes off the ball. While the government's taking us to the bank, while the government's pushing their agenda, while they're pulling the wool over our eyes with bullshit, here we are all taking the fucking bait once again. You should be focused on your life and doing what's best for you in your life. You got one ticket to live this life and to get it right. You got one ticket on this ride, folks. Okay? You don't get to fucking rewind and start all over because you fucked this turn up. All right? One shot. One shot at this life, then it's on to the afterlife. Here's my fucking point, folks. Back when Bill Clinton, and a lot of you guys love him, back whenever he took over, he ushered in this thing called political correction, which was the beginning of the end of our freedom of speech. Which meant that if somebody could find an offense in what you have to say, whether it be a fucking stereotype or just a straight label, you were not allowed to say it anymore. To the point now, all these years later, you can lose your job over it, you can lose friends over it, you can get your shit snatched off the internet over it. You will fucking pay for it on one level or another. Not only is it political correction, you're not supposed to say it, but other people are supposed to punish you and put you in your place. They're supposed to correct you. Okay? Now, let's move forward to today from the Bill Clinton era. After all these years that everybody's been programmed. And you know what I'm saying. When somebody knows they're about to say something that the laws of political correction say you can't say, they look over their shoulder. Check this out, man. And you know they're about to say something fucked up because they want to look around and check. Make sure we're the only two cool people that can say this shit between us, you know. Right? It's gotten to that level. Since Barack has taken over, since he's been elected in, right? This non-American born Kenyan Muslim asshole who hates Americans and he hates white people, and most of all, he hates Christians. Have you noticed how the fucking attack on Christianity has skyrocketed, right? How they've made a mockery of Jesus Christ time and time again under the pretense of comedy, whether it be South Park or Family Guy, or you see it in different movies. Different comedians want to take little jabs, and it's all supposed to be cute and funny, right? It's blasphemous. It's disrespectful. It's bullshit. So now that political correction has completely taken over, and most people have a liberal way of thinking, what is the best way to discredit Christians? To make Christians look like assholes? To make Christians look like bigots and hate mongers? Oh yeah, we associate them with people like Fred Phelps, the Westboro Family Baptist Church, the Westboro fucking morons, right? Those people aren't saved. They're not Christians, okay? They don't represent Christ or Christianity. Hate to break to you, but they don't. Those people are out trying to get beat up so they can sue you and take your fucking money. That's their fucking scam. But people associate bigotry and hatred with Christians. Because Christians believe what the Bible says, and if you ask them, they're going to tell you. I mean, look what happened to folks on Duck Dynasty. All of a sudden, they're hate mongers, right? So here's the latest thing that I've been seeing on TV. That the state of Kansas wants to pass this bill that will give business owners the right to refuse service to gay couples. Now, people are fucked up about that. People are furious. I'll just show you the news clip. Check this out. Watch this. I'll come right back to you.
Kansas. It's on the brink of passing a law that would allow listen to this, certain businesses to refuse service to same-sex couples. It's called HB 2453. And it basically would protect anyone who refuses to serve a gay couple. I want to bring in the Executive Director for Equality Kansas, Tom Witt, and Executive Director of the Kansas Family Policy Council, Robert Nolan. Gentlemen, thank you both for being with us. I do want to point out we invited several lawmakers who support this bill on our show. None of them, including Governor Sam Brownback, wanted to come on. But Robert, I want to go to you first. As I understand it, you are a supporter of this bill. When we hear this, the first thing we think is, doesn't this legalize discrimination in the eyes of the law?
No, I think what we have to look at is the reasoning for this bill to be considered is the fact that there have been lawsuits in other states where individual business owners with sincerely held religious beliefs have actually been targeted with lawsuits when they have declined to provide services in conjunction or related to the celebration of homosexual weddings. Bakers, florists, photographers, those kinds of things. And the bill is very narrowly crafted to specifically categorize these as wedding-related business activities, the celebration or performance of a homosexual marriage.
Okay, so wait a minute. You're telling me that if a same-sex couple goes into a restaurant just to have dinner, nobody can refuse them service based under this law?
No. This is all very narrowly crafted to deal with the homosexual marriage industry. And we know that the story you just did on some of these states where court challenges are happening, that it's very possible that the 10th Circuit or the Supreme Court could in fact vacate marriage amendments all across the country. And we think these protections are important at this time before that happens.
Okay,
but we're not advocating that anybody has separate facilities, separate water fountains, anything like that, which we've had in the past. This is specifically related to individual business owners who have sincerely held religious beliefs regarding the nature of marriage.
Okay, I want to point out we did reach out to Governor Sam Brownback, as I said, and we wanted to see if he'd come on our show. He declined, but he did give us a statement, and I want to read that to you. He says, quote, "Americans have constitutional rights, among them the right to exercise their religious beliefs and the right for every human life to be treated with respect and dignity." Here's the question that I have, and Tom, let me pose this to you. If a couple, let's say, goes somewhere and maybe they're talking in an environment about a wedding, okay, we'll go to that, and they are refused service, how is there any dignity in that? Does this cross the line to protect religious freedoms?
There is no dignity in refusing service to gay and lesbian couples, but Bob is sadly misrepresenting this bill. Even the Senate President, very conservative Susan Wagle, agrees with our analysis of the bill that it puts businesses in the position of not being able to control their own policies, and worst of all, it allows government officials to refuse to provide taxpayer services to gay and lesbian Kansans. This bill is not narrowly crafted. It is so broad and so all-encompassing that even the conservative Senate has taken a look at this and said, this bill is going nowhere this session.
I was going to say, what are the chances this thing is going to pass then, Tom?
Well, if Senate President Wagle says that she's not going to let the bill on the floor of the Senate, the chances are pretty slim that this bill is going to have any chance of passage.
Okay, so let me ask you something, Robert. What brought it to this point? I mean, we understand that people, they are allowed to have their own religious beliefs and do what they want. But what happened that rose to this occasion where you think you have to craft a law to protect them?
Sure. This is a very good question. And the reason is what I alluded to at the beginning of the interview. There are lawsuits in states where there are marriage amendments in place. Colorado, Oregon State, where people who have sincerely held religious beliefs have been targeted by lawsuits. And I also want to address something that Tom mentioned. The protections for employers and employees in this bill are exactly the same thing that already exist in federal law. Title VII of the Civil Rights Act includes religious liberties as one of the areas is protected, and this bill simply mirrors the protections that already exist on the federal level regarding the law in Kansas. So there's no change regarding what an employee can or cannot do in the workplace. The undue hardship requirement is still in place.
Okay. Listen, go ahead. Tom, go ahead.
Robert, the Kansas Chamber of Commerce and Senate President Wagle disagree with you. And one thing I would like to really address here, this bill has nothing to do with cakes. It doesn't have anything to do with wedding pictures. Under Kansas law, discrimination against gay and lesbian couples is already legal. The states that Robert is referencing, those suits were brought under those state non-discrimination laws that include sexual orientation in their protected class. Kansas doesn't protect sexual orientation. If the Supreme Court rules Monday morning that gay marriage is legal in Kansas, all that happens is gay people get married. There will not be any suits over wedding cakes. There will not be any suits over wedding pictures. There won't be any suits over flowers, because we can't get into court on those issues in this state. This bill is constantly being misrepresented. The point of this bill entirely is to allow government officials to deny serving tax-paying gay and lesbian Kansans.
All right,
That's
I'm
the
sorry.
bottom line.
Gentlemen, we've
Susan
run out of
Wagle
time.
agrees.
I apologize. Thank you both so
Thank
much,
you.
though, for taking the time to talk with us today. We appreciate it. Thomas Witt and Robert Nolan. Appreciate it.
Now, you may be shrugging your shoulders at this point, or you may be mad as a motherfucker. It's always been my thought, maybe I've just been misinformed, but it's always my belief that any private business owner had the right to refuse business to anybody, to refuse service to anybody. I don't know how smart that practice is. I mean, if they're bringing you money, they're bringing you money, but it's whatever. It's brought on a level of hatred already. It's already brought on a lot of animosity, and a lot of people are pissed off. Like this fellow YouTuber. Check him out. He is fucking pissed.
If I was trying to go to a grocery store and someone told me, I'm sorry, you can't purchase this food here because you're gay, I would beat the living fuck out of the person. I don't care if he's following the rules of his boss. I don't give a shit. Someone tells me I can't purchase food to live, then they're gonna get the shit beat out of them. We're so persecuted. We can't discriminate against people. That's persecution. It's not persecution. You want to feel persecution? Oh, poor me. I can't discriminate against someone because I'm a fucking bigot. We're supposed to be beyond this shit.
Now, I didn't show or do this to mock you. I really didn't. I know you're probably pissed off at me now, but look, and to me it was foolishness. It was nonsensical bullshit. To get that fucked up and be ready to kill people and beat the fuck out of people over it. Look, state of Kansas is full to the fucking brim of liberal-minded people. It's a very liberated state, okay, especially in northeast Kansas. And it wouldn't matter what kind of bill was passed, whether they passed it or not, saying that they could refuse service to homosexuals, because people in Kansas aren't going to fucking do that shit. Period. End of story. There's more straight people that get up in arms about gay marriage rights and just the rights of gays in general than gay people themselves. I mean, a lot of these straight people don't have anything else to live for other than to stand up for the rights of other people, to be offended on other people's behalf. Look, I don't give a fuck where you're from, what you do. I don't have a problem with gay people. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If that's your fucking thing, that is your fucking thing. If you want to get married, hey, I wish you all the luck in the world with that whole gay marriage thing. I mean, it hadn't worked out real well for the rest of us straight people. We got a 50% failure rate. But if you want to do that and you want to pay alimony to another guy or another woman, depending on what your case is, I mean, good luck. I mean, go ahead, I guess. I don't give a fuck. Look. To me, folks, like I said, this is nothing more than a tactic to keep everybody up in arms over some fucking bullshit. And once this fizzles out, they'll bring the race thing back in, and everybody can be mad at the white man again, because the white man's trying to fuck everybody over, whether you're Mexican or black or Asian or whatever your case is. They'll bring something else up. One race, two individuals will have it out, and then everybody else could jump on board and hate on each other and go back and forth and be all fucked up. And you guys will continue to be fucking blinded to what the government's doing behind our fucking backs, folks. Look, at the end of the day, really, folks, think about it. Live your life to the best of your fucking ability. Do what's right by you and your family. Because like I said, you got one ticket, man. One shot at this life. Don't waste your time being fucked off on the behalf of somebody else. It's nonsense. Okay, if you think this law is bullshit, I mean, that's if it even passes. Who gives a fuck? I mean, how many laws are in place right now that they don't enforce? And just because there's a law that says that they have the right to do that, just think about this. Think about how you treat people. How about you go through your own personal life and you treat people with the same respect you want to be treated, the same level of dignity that you want to be treated with, and if everybody fucking does that, everything will be fine. You guys are missing the fucking point, man. One shot at life. Stop being fucked off over bullshit. Until it happens, don't fucking worry about it, man. Enjoy your fucking life. Enjoy your fucking journey. Focus on your fucking life. Quit being fucking distracted by bullshit. Especially shit that hadn't even happened to you. Stop letting the fucking government fuck you over, okay? In short, enjoy your fucking life. Have a Coke and a smile. And shut the fuck up.
Don't ever